health insurance. It's confusing, it's expensive, it's changing all the time. The American Journal for Public Health says 67% of the people that file bankruptcy is related to medical bills. It's their deductible, their copay, and or they didn't carry any health insurance, and they certainly didn't have an emergency fund when a medical event occurred. So if you've got a good emergency fund, good health insurance in place, you get rid of the number one cause of bankruptcy. It's not credit card debt. You get rid of the number one cause of bankruptcy when you do this right here. With traditional health insurance plans, if you raise your deductible and or your co-insurance amount, you can bring your premiums down with any kind of health insurances out there. The higher the deductible on any kind of insurance, but health insurance too, the more risk you accept on the front end, the lower the premium's gonna be. Now, and so, everybody wants a health insurance program that it's nothing out of pocket. Unless your company is furnishing that to you, it is unrealistically expensive for you to go zero out of pocket or even a $250 deductible. Very difficult. Now, you can look at the numbers yourself, but you need to price out a $1,000 deductible, $5,000 deductible, price out the other things on your health insurance, whether it's a PPO or an HSA. Now, the deductible is the amount up front, regardless of the kind of insurance that you pay out of pocket before they do anything. $250, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is. You pay that amount before anything happens. The copay is the amount after the deductible is met that you pay and they pay. So if it's an 80-20 copay, they are paying 80% after you made your deductible, and you're paying 20%. The third number you need to know is your max out of pocket, which is when you add the deductible together with the amount you're paying on your 20% on the 80-20, when it gets up to a certain point, you pay nothing more. What's your max out of pocket? And a lot of policies today, it's not unusual to find a max out of pocket, $10,000, $20,000. So once you get up to there out of your pocket, they're covering 100% with most major medical policies of all kinds today. But look at that, look for max out of pocket, what your deductible is, and obviously the higher the max out of pocket, the greater percentage of the copay that you accept, and the larger the deductible, the lower the premiums. The more risk you take, the less premium you pay. And here's the thing, you don't need to cover a hangnail. You don't need to cover little minor dinky stuff. That's not what will make you go broke. What will make you go broke is a $750,000 ICU stay after a quadruple bypass and stroke recovery and rehab or whatever else you got, or 7 weeks of cancer treatment, and you look up and it's $400,000. That's what'll break you. You're worried about the big stuff. Remember, in insurance, we're transferring the risk, the big stuff. So quit trying to get it to do too much work, because it costs too much if it does too much work. You take a little of the risk on. You can do the analysis. How much am I saving for taking this risk? Like we did with raising the car insurance deductible. Same exact thing. So one of the best deals in health insurance right now for that reason is the HSA, the health savings account. It works with a high deductible health plan, and medical expenses paid from the savings account are paid tax-free. And so what happens is this. Instead of a $250 or $1,000, most of these are $3,000 to $5,000, even $7,000 deductibles. I personally carry an HSA on me with as large a deductible as I can get, because the $5,000 or $7,000 isn't bothering me. Again, it's the $750,000 that would bother me. You follow me? So I carry that. After that, a lot of HSAs have 100% coverage. There's no copay. Once you meet the deductible, they take it. So that's what most of them are. Some of them have a copay, but most of them are 100% after that. And if they do have a copay, it's got a very low max out of pocket, so it doesn't go for very long. So while you're taking this big deductible, you got a lower premium, and you're allowed then to open a savings account over here called a health savings account. You can put money into it, and any medical expenses you pay out of that are tax-free. And so if you had a $1,000 medical expense without a health savings account, you're paying it with after-tax dollars. To get $1,000 home, you got to make $1,500. But if you got a $1,000 medical expense, you take it out of the HSA, it only takes $1,000. So you're saving about 30 cents on the dollar every time you buy a medical expense through that health savings account. So, and you get that attached to a high deductible low premium process. So typically, the PPO is a lower deductible with a copay and has a max out-of-pocket and a higher premium. The HSA has a higher deductible. Most don't have a copay, and they have a lower out-of-pocket max and a lower premium with this tax-free savings account option. You don't have to do the account option available added to it. I wouldn't put a bunch of money in there until you're up into your baby steps, though. The main thing I used it for initially out of the gate is just a lower premium, and I take some of the risk. That's really what I was after. So the HSAs, they have a double tax advantage. They're tax deductible when you put the money into the account, and then when you buy stuff that are medical expenses out of that account, it's tax-free. So it's a very tax-efficient way to handle your health insurance issues. It's a great option. Now, the HSA works really, really good in two situations. Really good mathematically. Where your family is unbelievably healthy. Knock on wood, the Ramseys have not spent a lot of time in medical issues. Thank you, Lord. We've got enough stuff to deal with without that. But, other people have lots of problems, okay? And I understand that. But we've not had to do that. And so, consequently, since I'm not ever really spending a lot of money, all I've ended up with is low premiums. So if that's you, that's your approach, right? The other time it's really good is the other end of the spectrum, where you're always going to blow through your deductible. I've got a friend that's got Crohn's disease, and he is always in and out of medical care all the time. It's chronic. It's a constant thing. So he's always going to blow up his deductible. He's always going to get to his max out of pocket. And so what this does on that end is it gives him a lowest possible premium and the least out of pocket total, because he's going to blow up whatever it is he's in. So if you've got chronic illness, the HSA is better. And if you're really healthy, the HSA is better. Right in the middle, you got to think about it. If you just kind of, sometimes, right? You got to look at it. Now, if you have an HSA, again, don't fund the savings until you get to baby step 4. It's more important to have an emergency fund than it is to have the savings account of the HSA done, because the emergency fund can be used for anything. Doesn't have the tax efficiencies, but so what? You need that in case the transmission goes out, or you get sick, or you have a car wreck and got to cover that deductible. So you need the emergency fund for more than just health issues. But once you get to baby step 4, if you want to start dinking some over in that health savings account, not a bad time to do it.